Hey y'all, it's Yishai here, and I'm going to make a tutorial on how to understand how to use LMMS since so many of you had been asking for it. Well, here it is, and I will be going over it. So here I have LMMS like completely stripped, like this, nothing. That way I can step by step show you what I how I do my workflow and everything. But this video right now is going to be about the workflow, or the how the workflow of LMMS works. So the top right here, this top corner is just going to have well, there's nothing here, so I'll show you. For example, right here, I'm going to show you all of these buttons right here. Don't get overwhelmed by them. So here, file, you have your controls there: undo, do, view, tools. I wouldn't worry about this line. I would more worry about this line right here. So this is your song editor. This is where most of everything that you have happens. So you probably have a triple oscillator in there. You probably have something like this. I'm not sure. And then an automation track, maybe something like that, right? So your tracks. So this is hidden, and so probably you have it in a window like this. What I recommend you do, no, not stay on top, and so just fill it up to screen like that. That way you have the whole screen just with that workflow. And then the next thing you have, besides this main window, this is the beat and bassline editor. So think about it. Right, that's another thing you have as well right here. So I'm just going to, all I'm doing right here is just left clicking. And as you can see now, I've made this box. And by the way, you can change the color of that box to any color you desire. So this box right here, think of it as a train, okay? When you look at a train from the outside, you can't see the passengers inside of the train. But whenever you double click it, voila. So this right here is where you can make beats, you can make all of that stuff. So I'll explain to you later on how to do this, but for now, um, that volume is very high. So I'm going to put this, and then this. So this is your tempo right here, and then 3, 4. So, notice that. So we got a beat going on here, right? Just a simple beat, but just think of it as a train. This is your track right here. But whenever you click into it, you can see you have this beat. And so this beat in reality is only that big. That's as big as that beat is. But you can just extend it, and all it's going to do is just repeat the whole thing. And so that's how that works. And that's your beat and bassline editor from this right here. Then the next thing is your piano roll. Now here the same thing. Piano roll goes with this. So all of your instruments here, I'm just going to drag in a random one as well. All of your instruments, this is your instrumentals and all of that stuff. Beautiful. So this is also a box. It's just a box, but you can just sort of see, what's going on with the notes. And if you want to edit it and, or do whatever you're going to do, you create a box just by left clicking. And then if you want to go into the box, double click it, and you are in. And that's where you can do all of your things. I'm gonna specifically make like one video probably about this, explaining you the piano roll. But right now it's as simple as literally just drawing your notes in, just that simple. And then just pro tip, right clicking just erases it. And if you hold CTRL and then left click, you can select a lot of notes. So for example, like this, CTRL, boom, and then press delete, and there. So that's a tip for you. Also, the piano rolls works the same way right here. It's one window. It's a window like this, and if you want it to be a full screen, you just make it full screen. Just to make sure that it's stay on top, because what happens if you don't put it stay there, see, it disappears. So you want to make sure it stays on top, that way it doesn't just, you know. So that's your piano roll. Your automation, it's also automation. Think about it as like a, well, it's something that happens automatically. I will also explain this in detail in a video, just about everything about automation. But it's also the same idea. You have this box right here, and so when you double click it, you can also draw your automation here. Do all of your crazy stuff, and you know, change it, make it different. And if you zoom in here, maybe you can slightly see that it's, you know, the automation in there. And here you double click it so you can actually see what's going on here. All of the automation tracks. So that is what this button is for. And then this is your mixer. Your mixer is something also very important in the workflow. So if I decide here, all of these instruments that are over here, in order to do stuff with them, you can go over here to the effects, but if you want to go through the mix, doing it the mixer way, it's preferable. So you go over here to your selections and you assign a new channel. So now you can see triple oscillator, it's this one right here. Now, as you can see, if you want to add more tracks, you can add as many tracks as you want, literally. So this track right here, let's say I want some reverb on it. We'll take a look at that. I have this reverb track. So all you do is you add effects, and then you add a reverb. So there's a lot of reverbs here. I'm going to use this one. So I'm going to delete that other plugin. I'm going to have this reverb on. So what happens is this mixer right here, as a whole, works the same way. Stay on top. It's its own window. And how all of these channels work is this box here is connected, and it goes in here. And so from here, you can also connect it into any of these other boxes. So look at what happens whenever I connect it here. So now I'm routing it in through there. So whenever I do this, let's see, let me just do something quick. That way it's not clicky. Notice that? So if I turn this off, no effects. And you can do that also here. Let's add delay, canyon delay, stay on top. I don't want, around 60% is good to aim for. Sync it with the tempo. No, not that much. Let's do half note, and then let's do a quarter note. So now what happens is, if I route this into my delay track, so now this is going in here and in here, what happens is that, watch. Huh? Wait a minute. Maybe I need to. I'm going to add here a delay, just like an actual delay here. Okay, and then I'm going to delay it a quarter note there. So it is going in there, right? Why isn't it doing anything? Okay, there. I'm not sure if you could hear the delay very well. Let me yank it up. The delay is a little bit way too far behind. So let me do 8th note and then the 16th note. There's a glitch going on here with this delay. I'm sorry, I don't know why it's doing that. Wait, it shouldn't do that. I don't know why. I don't know why it's doing that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I will give up that venture for now. And just in here, I'm going to put the delay just on the track itself. So you can do that. Put the delay on the track itself. Quarter note. And let's do an 8th note and yeah. And yeah. Yeah, the delay stuff, I'm really sorry about this. I'm not sure, but it should. But the point is that you can add effects here. This is where you also get your equalizer. You do your effects, and so there you can see what's going on. And if I do this, I can cut off the low end like that. So, and then you can turn off each individual effect like so, and then remove them or move them up or down, etc. So this is just the track itself. And so really, try not to complicate stuff. Whenever you're just doing whatever instrument, just bring it in and then assign, and there you go. You know, you have it on your mixer, and then you just add whatever effect you desire to put on there, you know. And that's really how this mixer's self-explanatory. All of these channels come from this. Like, you have to manually say, I want it to go to this channel. Because if I just put an instrument in here and I play it, it just comes through the master. So it's just directly from here connected there. Now, if you want to keep it like that, you can, you know, because you can add effects here as well. But if you want to, you know, have it all visualized here, then that's where you assign a channel. And then there you have an assigned channel. That's your mixer. That was quite a bit there just on the mixer. Here, you can write some notes that you want to remind yourself. ODF. Yep. And that's my script. You can do a bunch of nice, neat things. There's different fonts you can use. Just, you know, if you have some lyrics for a song that you want to use, this is it. If not, or just notes or whatever, really. And then this is a control rack. I will not teach you things about that right now because the control rack is sort of complex. So you don't really have to worry about it to do music, to start out with music. So that is the top row here. This is your tempo. I'm gonna delete that for now. So this is your tempo. If I turn it off, you notice its tempo's not here anymore. This is, I don't know, just a what's this? You know, if you have a question, But because it doesn't even work. Or, yeah, I don't know. So yeah, I don't know why that button's there. This button here is to export into an audio. Whenever you're finished with your song, you export that. This is where you save your project. This is where you looked at your recent projects. I have a lot of them. This is where you open another project. This is where you have just some presets. This is where I do not want to press it. This is where you open a complete new project. And then up here you have that. This is your tempo. This is how many minutes and seconds it is at the certain point. Time signature. This is master volume. You don't really want to mess with that, really. And this is your master pitch. Also, don't want to generally for specific things, but for a beginner right now, you don't want to worry about that. And then this is your CPU. Normally, you have to like click it to enable it. I normally have it on default. So that's how I have all of this here. This is play button, stop. This is adding another beat baseline. This is to add a sample track. So if you want to import music like from somewhere else, that's how you do it. You want to add more automations tracks. This is your pencil tool to just, do everything you do with a pencil. And this is your selector tool, which you can select a lot of things and move them around at the same time. Unfortunately, there still isn't like, oh, what is this? Okay, so I just figured out a cool shortcut that I could use. But I don't know how to, yeah. I don't know, that was weird. But you can just move them along as you go. So I'm just going to delete them right now. Delete. If you want to know how to delete, it's just the middle mouse button. If you have like a mouse, it's just the middle button. You click it, blink, and that's how you delete stuff. Then normally you want to have it on the pencil tool. And here, this is auto scrolling. For example, if I do this, get that out of the way. Auto scrolling, what it does, so you'll have a song playing. And see how it just goes along with it, right? Whenever it gets to the end here, it just goes along with it. So if you turn that off, it just simply, it'll keep going on without you, and it won't move you from the spot that you're at. And this is your loop. Whenever you want to make a loop, for example, maybe I want the loop to be on this green area right here. So you right click, and that's how you right click like that. And if you want to move this side, it's shift right click, right? No, CTRL, right? No, uh-oh. It is shift left click, CTRL left click. I forgot. Oh no. No. Okay, I got it. The way you do it, okay, so you have the right click, and you have the shift right click to move this part. Shift right click like that. Uh-oh. Oh no. Okay, so once you got that down, you got the loop right here. No, I don't want that selected. Got your loop, turn on and off, and this is something really important because it can bug you. Whenever it's just like that, so normally it's just like that. Whenever you press the space bar, which is stop, it goes to the beginning. So it's space bar, back to the beginning. That can be annoying when you're like way over here doing something, and then you want to edit this, and you're like, wait a minute, I want it to stop, and then it goes all the way back to the beginning. So What you want to do for it not to do that is when you click it once, what it does is if I start right here, it goes back to the point where you started it at. So if I put it here, it goes to that point, and so on. This point is, it just literally stops at whatever point in time you stop it at. So yeah, that could be useful for you. And I like to leave it there. This is your zoom in and out features. 100 is, the norm for me. But if you want to zoom in or zoom out, there's that freedom. You can do that. And this is 20 minutes now. So here, all of these, I'm going to explain it very quickly what it is. Here you have your instrument plugins. I wouldn't worry too much about this if you're a beginner. I will teach you about this, but for a beginner right now, if you just want to start out, just know that these are instruments, and this is where all your projects are. I probably shouldn't reveal that. Because, okay, yeah, no, but really, I have a lot of projects. And then here I have samples. These are, not that I have them, but these are the stock LMMS samples. So these are just sounds that LMMS carries, as you noticed a while ago that I had these. So these are just sounds that they have all over the place. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Anyways. Okay, so I'm getting carried away here. You don't have to really, these shapes, don't worry about that. That's something else. These shapes are for synths. I can explain that later. And here you just have a bunch of sounds. If you want a certain sound to, be in here, you just grab it and put it in here. So for example, if you want, yeah, so yeah, so if you just want something there, and you just want it somewhere in the track, just put it there, and then there, and then it's in the track. I will later on show you how to edit the audio. Edit the audio. Ah, there it is, over here. So stay on top. This is why you should always have them stay on top, because later on you're like, where is it? It's on the bottom. So get that, and then whenever you look at this instrument, I'm going to teach you all about this in a separate video just for audio file processor. But just to simplify things, keep this up. Like, just always, if you use it, keep that thing on. And there, you have it. It's just very straightforward. Just any audio that you choose. These right here are your instruments. It's all of these instruments right here, but they're presets. So you have some pretty cool sounds here. And also, same thing. You like a sound? Drag it in here. Do your thing. This is your home, just like a file browser. I also have like files here. Sometimes I have my own samples. That's where I also just look for them and export it, import it, record it. And you can also just drag them in here as well. That's Christopher Lowen right there. Yep. Check out his channel. I think his channel is called Christopher Lowen anyways. Then this is just your computer. It's also just for browsing purposes. And that's it. I believe I have gone over everything. I will make a separate video. Make sure you check it out. how to set up your settings. You know what? I'll just do it right now. Right here, right now. Your settings, this is your general settings. Since you're a beginner, you might not want to worry about this. All you want to know is if you have a not so powerful computer, you want this thing back. Like, I used to have a really old computer and I would keep this thing like way over here, that way the music wouldn't glitch and stuff, but now I had this computer can handle it, so I keep it at 64. So basically what happens is if you do this, if you go to the right, your computer will have a lot less trouble, keeping up with your music, but there's going to be a lot of lag, a lot of lag. And if you just pull it all the way to this side, there's like less lag every time. This is directories. You don't have to really worry about that right now. This is your themes. I guess I could make a tutorial about how to change your theme. This is performance settings. Please have the auto save feature on because it really comes in handy if there's a crash or something. That LMMS automatically saves it to where if you close it, like everything just crashes and you open LMMS again, it's going to ask you, it's going to have a little box and say, do you want to recover, your project? You just tell them, yes, please. And it'll open the project and then you save it, whatever. But it's nice that they have it there. Then you have your audio. I will teach you later on how to get your audio things and all of your port audios, but just don't leave it on dummy. Don't leave it on dummy because there's not going to be anything. Just safest thing is just simple direct media, which is connected to your computer and you should just hear it. Like there shouldn't be any problem. This is your MIDI, also just Windows MIDI. Really, you don't want to mess with that unless you're doing more complicated stuff, which you aren't. So that is the settings. It's really not that complicated. So all I have here, really simple stuff. Don't get overwhelmed. Here, there's a lot of stuff here. It's just gonna go over what is most important. Here you have your languages. Here is whenever you open LMMS, do you want LMMS to automatically open the last project you are working on, or do you just want it to like start fresh every single time? I have it to where it opens the last project I had. Create backup file when saving a project. Keep that on. You want a backup. Keep effects running. You want that off because they shouldn't be running when there's nothing there. Enable waveform display. If you want this display always on and not like clicking it all the time, put that. Enable notes. I don't really use that. Sync VST. Yep. Compact track buttons. If you turn this on, all of the names here disappear. Like all of this. So just this whole thing squishes that way. So it's just a lot smaller, I believe. It's something like that. And I mean, you can just turn it on and then press OK and then close LMS, open it again, and see how you like it. And if you don't like it, just turn it back off. I don't like it, so high quality mode, you probably don't want that right now. One instrument track mode, compressed project files per default, yes. That way they don't take up so much space. This one right here, it's usually on. So whenever you have this on, what happens when you press OK, every single time it'll have, please note, most changes won't take effect until you restart LMMS. If you get tired of that message, you can just turn it off here. And then there, you don't get that message anymore. So it's just that simple. And enable tooltips, yeah, you don't want to turn that off because you need that. So, yep, that's the settings unpacked for you. And so with all of that, you should be ready to go. And I will make a video just taking you from start to finish on how I just make a song. That way you can just see how everything works instead of me trying to explain it verbally. So, Shalom, peace. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'm Yishai signing out.